Today, we're checking out 11 more Nintendo Switch accessories that include some hidden gems that slipped through the cracks of our racks on what may possibly be our last hauled episode in this series. Also, make sure to stick around to the end because we're clearing inventory. These are Mobapad's M6 HD. They're pretty much pro Joy-Cons packed with features. They're well made with really nice grips, which makes them very ergonomic in hand, and they even have interchangeable magnetic faceplates, D-pads, sticks, and octagonal stick rings. They're wireless with 15-hour batteries, but it can only charge via the rails when connected to the Switch. They work in all three modes, and yes, they can be awkwardly used as individual controllers. All the inputs work well, but here we have clicky micro switches. It's like using a gaming mouse, and it gives you that satisfying tactile feel. It's on every button, including those on the D-pad. As for features, it can wake the Switch, they've got motion controls, but it goes further with rare things like NFC for Amiibo, and real HD rumble thanks to their Alps linear motors. We also have turbo with auto fire, and macro recording that you can set to those back buttons. To keep it short, they're awesome, but there's a lot more to them, so check out our review for all the details. If you like samurais, EDC bags, and handheld gaming, then you're gonna love Genki's Saya Carry. You can get it in two styles: black with a Cordura 1000D exterior and a Coyote tan interior, and jungle green, which is a thinner nylon 500D with a bright orange interior. Can't go wrong with either. They're both built to last, and I love those easy to navigate interiors. You can carry it with either the handle up top or with the sling strap that has a very nice Duraflex lock monster clip. And we have 4 compartments. First, a hidden back pocket, a quick access one on the front with a key loop inside. Then we have a wide one with 4 elastic straps and 4 pockets on this divider. And finally, we have the large console compartment padded with neoprene. It's big enough for something like the Steam Deck, so we've got more than enough room for the Switch, and it's hopefully future-proof for the upcoming Switch successor. So Saya is Japanese for scabbard, and like a samurai, they have this quick draw setup. The compartment opens 270 degrees wide, and with the dual zippers, you can adjust it towards one side, and then we have 2 interchangeable straps. One with a fidlock clip that you can quickly undo for quick access to the console. As someone with more bags than most, I can safely say that this one's a winner. I like the low-profile, stealthy design. It's made with high-quality materials with parts from reputable brands, and I love its versatility. They didn't cheap out on anything, and you can tell that a lot of love and care went into making it. I didn't even get to mention that it comes with a tracking card and a very cool 2-in-1 screen cleaner, but I'll get to that and much more in an upcoming packed episode. Just when you thought Nintendo was moving on to the successor of the Switch, out of nowhere, they came out with this, their first official Joy-Con charging stand. It comes with a charging cable, USB-A to USB-C, the stand, and the charger. It's pretty much the same from their charging grip, but slightly modified. On the back of the stand, we have these cutouts so you can route the charging cable through, but I'd avoid it, and I'll tell you why in a bit. The charger snaps onto the stand, and then you attach your Joy-Cons, or NES controllers since it has enough clearance underneath. Then you can connect the charger to juice up those controllers. But the reason I said to avoid routing that cable is because this way you can detach the Joy-Cons along with the charger to play and charge at the same time. Clearly, it's not the most ergonomic, but very useful when you're in a pinch. So it's simple, versatile, and even though it's late to the party, I have a feeling that these will be useful for the Switch 2 or Pro or whatever they're going to call it. Retro Fighters is back with a Pro version of their GameCube-inspired BattlerGC. You can get it in black, this purple, as well as a limited edition crystal, which looks incredible, but there's only 2,000. It's multi-platform compatible, works for the Switch, PC, and with the included adapters, you can also use it, obviously, with the GameCube, as well as the Wii and Wii U. It's wireless with a 10-hour battery that charges via USB-C. It can connect via Bluetooth or 2.4 GHz with either their USB or GameCube adapter. While the first version had this hollow, lightweight feel, the Pro has a great weight to it.
On the back, we have this grippy micro texture, and it has one of the best ergonomic designs I've used, with this sculpted grip that really gives you that locked-in feel. Very secure. The layout is clearly GameCube-like. We've got that rounded group of face buttons that have a similar mushiness to the original. They work well. The analog sticks, compared to the original, are just about the same size, same design, including the C-stick. They even have that texture at the tip of the nip. And both have octagonal gates, which give you that kind of satisfying conformation at each direction. Oh, and feel free to slam these around in Smash Brothers because they use Hall effect joysticks, so no need to worry about them eventually drifting. And they take just the right amount of pressure to click in. The D-pad is big, slightly rounded, with a good pivot. It has clicky kale switches, and so far, it's been pretty accurate. Up top, we have our L and R buttons, along with thin Hall effect triggers with a similar travel distance to the originals. They're dual stage, so we have that analog pull with a digital click at the end. And yes, those are also kale switches in there. New to the Pro model, we now have 2 back buttons here that you can program. It also has an adjustable rumble and an X input to D input swap function. And you'll be glad to know that yes, it has very accurate motion controls. Overall, it's an awesome Nintendo Switch controller that I love for Smash Bros. Ultimate, but it's also become my favorite to use with the GameCube and Wii. Best part, it's so easy to swap between them. This is the Flashiibo Pro.
I hope I got that right.
It's an NFC emulator that lets you take up to 215 amiibo in this tiny portable size. It comes with a lanyard so you can use it as a keychain, and on it we have a 1.4-inch OLED backlit screen with 3 buttons so you can quickly navigate and select. And it has a rechargeable battery that you can juice up via USB-C. The interface is very simple, but they also have a detailed FAQ with all the info you'll need. You can add amiibo through either their web portal or via their mobile app on an NFC-compatible device. On it, you have a scan option so you can convert your amiibo to digital .bin files, or if you already have them, you can access them through the file picker or an online drive. Then you can add the amiibo to an empty tag on the Flashiibo Pro, and it's ready to go. Really easy to use, it's a perfect way to back up and take all those amiibo on the go. If you're tired of comfortable, full-size controllers, or you just have very small hands, check out the adorable Atom by Cracked. It's a tiny gamepad that you can get in 8 colors, 2 which are transparent. It's wireless with an 8 to 10 hour battery that charges via USB-C, and yes, you can also use it wired. As you can guess, it doesn't have rumble or motion controls, but it is multi-platform compatible, so you can use it with the Switch, your phone, PC, and more. At this size, we have shrunk down versions of all our inputs that work well, but we have no analog sticks, which means it's not compatible with games that require them. The good news? With a shortcut, you can make the D-pad act as either the left or right stick, which should make it compatible with more games. So in use, it's clearly not the most ergonomic, but it does work, and it's best for casual 2D games or those that don't need dual analog sticks. There's much more to it, so for all the details, check out our full review. This is the special edition of Fujifilm's Instax Mini Link smartphone printer. Think of it like a portable version of the 90s Pokemon Snap Station, which is made up of this Instax mini printer with a Pikachu silicone case, and it lets you print your Switch gallery images on film via a dedicated app. Pikachu! The printer is in this ash white colorway with red and blue accents to match the Switch. It was released back in 2021, and they also released a Splatoon 3 version, and for those wondering, yes, you can use any of their Instax printers with the Switch. It charges via micro USB, wish it was USB-C. On the front, we have a light up logo that also serves as our power button, and on the back, we have the slot for our film. Now sadly, it doesn't come with any, so you're gonna have to pick some up. Super easy to use, they just pop right in, it'll print out the seal, and you're ready to go. First, you connect and set up the printer with the Instax Mini Link for the Nintendo Switch app. Then, in New Pokemon Snap, send the photos you want to print to the console's gallery. Now in the gallery, you're going to want to share any image regardless of game via smartphone. Send it over by scanning the QR codes with the app. You can then adjust and edit the photo, even throw on some graphics, and finally you hit print. Printing and developing only takes a few minutes, no need to shake, and the result is just awesome. This glossy film really makes these photos pop, and I love this size. These are the kind of collaborations that I'm a sucker for. It's just so cool to be able to bring a part of a digital game into the physical world like this. Love it. If you're into rhythm games, you gotta try Taiko no Tatsujin.
Hope I said that right.
If you're new to it, it's a really popular Japanese drum-based game. I'm terrible at it, but I still have a blast with it, and to get the most out of it, it really helps to have one of these. This is HORI's Taiko drum controller. You can get it by itself or in a bundle. It comes with 2 hot dog looking drumsticks that work well. They are light, but easy to roll. The drum controller comes with a long 6-foot cable, and it sits on this plastic stand. On it, we have slots for the drumsticks, and 2 for water bottles to help keep it from moving around. At the bottom, we have onboard controls which have everything you need to navigate the game. The buttons are squishy and low profile to help prevent accidental inputs. The head is plastic, but with a slight rubbery feel to it, which helps you roll the sticks, but the sensors do require a decent hit to register. And yes, it is loud, so warn your roommates ahead of time. So if you're a Taiko no Tatsujin fan, this is an awesome starter drum that's a blast to use and really helps bring the game to life. I've checked out a lot of XR glasses, but one that slipped through the cracks is by VITURE. Specifically, their one dock pack, which makes using them with the Switch extremely easy. The glasses have this classic Wayfarer design. They're pretty well made. They have a very handy diopter adjustment. The cables connect via these magnetic contact pins, and they're also one of the most comfortable I've worn. As you can see, the specs are similar to what we've seen on other XR glasses. The OLED screen is beautiful with a 120-inch screen size. It's HD, but still sharp, and it can run at 60 frames per second, making them perfect for most modern consoles. Now, the dock is what makes it a breeze to use with the Switch. And yes, it also works with other devices. Up top, we have the power button along with LED charging indicators. And on the front, we have HDMI and USB-C inputs to connect your console. And then we have 2 others for the glasses. So if you have another pair, you can both see that same screen for co-op or multiplayer games. Inside, it has a 1300 milliamp battery to power everything, which can give you roughly 8 hours of gameplay. Setup is simple. You plug in the glasses, the Switch, you power on the dock, and you're now playing on a massive screen inside these tiny glasses. It really gives you such an awesome cinematic experience. There's a lot I'm leaving out here, but out of all the ones I've tested, this bundle is easily the one I'd recommend for gaming, especially for the Switch because of how easy it is to use. On top of that, they also have a lot of accessories to upgrade the experience, such as a dock mount for the Switch, a bunch of useful adapters. They also have an Android TV powered neckband with speakers, integrated controls, and it has a rechargeable battery to power itself as well as the glasses. And finally, as of now, they also have new Pro versions of all their gear for those who want to go further with it. We featured a lot of game card cases, but this one ups the capacity by a lot. It's by HEIYING, and you can get it in 3 designs. At this angle, it looks like any other until you turn it on its side. It's about the size of a brick, and that's because it has 95 game card slots. It has magnetic clasps that close with a snap, and has just the right amount of strength, but blunt force will pop it open, so try not to drop it because you don't want hundreds of dollars worth of game cards flying all over the place. It has silicone inserts with slots for the game cards, and there's also some for micro SD cards. Each side has 12 slots, but there's only 2 for micro SD cards, one in the front and the other on the back. The cards pop in easily with a perfect fit, and we have these little cutouts off the side so you can quickly take them out. Doing the math, let's say each game was just $30. You're looking at almost $3,000 worth of games that you can pack in here. So because of that, I would not recommend carrying this around. You're much better off keeping it at home, but if you want one to take on the go, I'd suggest one of those smaller ones. These are Nyko Dualies. They're odd-looking Joy-Con alternatives with pretty bad reviews that years later caused them to drastically reduce the price, which now makes them sort of okay. But first, a big PSA, you need to update the firmware in order to use them. They're available in 3 transparent colors, and I went with this black textured one, which also comes with 2 sets of thumb grips, one low profile and one tall. They charge via USB-C, no rails on here, so they can't be used in handheld mode. They're very plasticky but durable, and they have this odd hourglass shape. In hand, they're awkward, but a good size. I do like this lip on the back for your fingers to rest on, and the layout is comfortable in both orientations. The inputs are just okay. We have recessed chiclet face buttons, thin wraparound shoulder buttons, next to tiny triggers, squishy SL and SR buttons, and the analog sticks are fine, but they have no grippy texture. As for features, they've got a 6-hour battery, but you can't charge them while playing. Very odd. Same as the Joy-Cons, they have motion controls, rumble, on-the-fly basic turbo, and you can use them individually. But no NFC for Amiibo, and no IR reader. I know you guys love your IR reader. Overall, they're nothing special, but they get the job done, and at a discounted price, they're a decent extra pair that is probably worth considering, as long as you can keep them charged. And that wraps up our 20th episode. I started this Nintendo Switch series almost 8 years ago, and as a gamer who loves tech, gadgets, and gear, it was an absolute blast to test out and share all this stuff with you. I have to admit the console generation went on much longer than I expected. But with the successor of the Switch on the horizon, it's time to wrap it up and shift focus on its release. So if you're interested and want to support us at the same time, I'll be selling bundles of Nintendo Switch accessories to both make room here and to help us fund this next console generation. But yeah, I'll have all that info right here on the screen, as well as in the description below and on our YouTube community tab. Once again, I'm Sergio IM. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you for the next box. If you like this video and want to help us out, click that thumbs up button and leave a comment below so we can talk. Now, if you want to go further, subscribe and ding the bell to stay notified whenever we post a new video. You made it to the end, and I just want you to know that you are the reason we do what we do. This is Sergio IM, and I'll see you for the next box.